Girls who took notes using 50 different colored pens, where are you now? Do you still continue to write using all those colors? Please consider subscribing if you enjoy the video. Am I allowed to answer if I'm a guy? Because I ended up becoming the Excel guy in my office. All of my spreadsheets are exquisitely color-coded. Formatting an Excel doc and making it look pretty is one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. The real trick is getting the conditional formatting just so. Then, when you enter new data, it's already color-coded. The sweet sensation of conditional formatting and data validation working together while inputting new data is something I'll enjoy forever. Data validation? It's all about that personal validation. Nothing on earth makes me happier than an unprompted, "Wow, this report spreadsheet looks really nice." After I spent 3 times as long to make it look nice and professional than I did actually inputting the data. Formulas. My wife doesn't even try to rap presents anymore and makes me do it, because I'm all about that presentation. Ironically, my handwriting still looks like the chicken scratch of a dying man with dementia. So at least she's in charge of writing names. My grade 9 science teacher forced us all to do it. He said that by color coding everything you understood the material better, because you had to think about it longer to color code it and understand what other things it was associated with. Not just zone out and go into transcribing mode. He also made us do end of unit study guides. They had to be color coded, a set amount of drawings, and unit words and definitions. The drawings were doodles based on things in the unit. He would mark them and hand them back before the test, which was great, because he knew if he needed to help us with something before we bombed the test. He was also a MMA fighter with cauliflower ears and not the type of guy you would expect to demand rainbow colored notes. But did it work? Sure did. I and pretty much everyone else used it all the way through school. MMA guys need to know how to keep doing stuff that works and stop doing things that don't work, or else they get beat up. I'm chuckling like an MMA fighter gets sparkly colored pens from his trainer for note taking and strategy. Yes, yells the large MMA fighter very excitedly. Why are you using a pink pen for striking strategy? It's my power color. There's a PM at my company that does this. No idea how the hell she has the focus and time to take such detailed Technicolor dream notes during meetings, but I've never had a problem with getting any relevant info from her, so I dunno. Gotta respect note taking game like that. Technicolor dream notes is the best phrase I've heard all day. Josie and the astounding Technicolor dream note. Jose the arousing Technicolor dream boat. I wrote my note with golden lining. Bright colors shining. Wonderful and new. And in the east, I was still drawing. But the world was boring. Any pen won't do. A good PM is solid freaking gold. If she ever moves to another company, follow her there. We all became bullet journalists. I move that the term bullet journalists replace war correspondents. Does that mean wankers are palm pilots? I was looking for this comment. I take notes on my computer at work, so I take out my pen obsession on bullet journals. Pilot Precise V5 Extra Fine is my pen of choice these days. Try it. You won't be disappointed. Just wanted to chip in and say that writing with Pilot pens literally gives me a high. I haven't found a better pen and always use those and ones from the Asian stationery store near me. The V5 is so smooth and satisfying. Certain law school prep guides teach you to take notes on court opinions using different colors. 90% of first year law students show up with 4 different color highlighters. By the end of the last year, few still use them. In legal practice, I have developed color coding for notes of the cases I'm working on. I have not yet found a way to put a heart over the I in my filings. Save that for any judge with an I in their surname. UUW Woohoo Ito-san. Look at my call AE case file. Do you like donuts? I have some in my briefcase I can share with you. Oh look out. Don't get glitter on you. Oh, here, let me help. What's this? A new pen? For me? Bigaku. It's so big. Ooh, can I touch it? Disbarred. This is the Reddit equivalent of a car crash you can't look away from. I use different ink and highlighter colors to compensate for terrible ADD. I work in a chemistry lab now. Sometimes I'll still use brightly colored pens to record my results for fun, but I don't ever switch between colors, color code anything anymore. All the different colored ink, highlighting helped me remember my notes come exam time, so now that I'm out of college, I don't need to switch between colors. I low-key miss color coding and taking notes sometimes, though. When you took the time to color code during class, did you ever become seriously behind as the teacher moved on? If so, how did you compensate? No, not really. I would write my original notes and only switch colors every now and then during the lectures. After class, though, I would recopy and reorganize my notes very thoroughly, and that's when the color coding would take place. It's honestly a great system. I never really had to study, because I could remember my notes so well after doing this. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Same here. I used this technique through HS and college. Pay close attention and take brief notes in class. Read text and revise notes. Use a condensed outline or note cards to review. Study. Generally, after going over/revising the notes in different formats, very little studying was needed and I retained the info much longer. Not OP, but I used colored pens for similar reasons. I didn't use them all in class. Class was for quick notes and following handouts. Note revision, making detailed notes from the class notes and textbooks, was when I could bust out my best handwriting and pretty colors and draw nice diagrams and stuff. People don't understand the importance of note revision and studying from the texts. In high school you don't learn that, because most people can skate by if they just pay attention in class. But you can't do that once you get to college. Same for me. I would do an adapted Cornell style for my notes when I would recopy my notes. I'd fold all of my pages in half, one column for lecture notes and one for supplementation from the text. I still color code based on class. Each class has a color. This color includes the folder color, the pen color, the sticky note color that the assignments are written on and placed in my planner on the date they are due. I also teach intro statistics to undergraduates, where I also color code parts of the equations and the values that get inserted to the equation, so the students can see where the numbers come from more easily. You're my favorite type of math teacher. All of the teachers who used color to help me learn math were the ones who actually got stuff to stick. Oh man. I never had that. Would have been so much easier. Color is so helpful for coding. When I do bookkeeping work I use it, but I'm so freaking messy and disorganized it looks like a serial killer trying to use sacred geometry to tell Google to buy groceries and set a reminder for pigeons. The financials look good though, so I do get there, where I also color code parts of the equations and the values that get inserted to the equation, so the kids can see where the numbers come from more easily. Sploosh, water droplets. Miss Santiago wants to know your location. No kidding. That's so smart. I'm going to have to do that. I'm a medical lab technician. I took notes with a million different colored pens in college, up until 2 years ago. I graduated at age 41. Just bought myself a nice new set of gel pens. Real talk. Multiple colors really helped me categorize and compress complex ideas into things I could remember. It helped a lot in understanding the material and studying for tests. I'm a lab technologist and I studied the same way. Using the different colors to write important information really helped it stand out in my brain. Plus, anything that makes studying even a little more fun helps. Anything that makes studying even a little more fun helps. This was my main reason. It turned a dull task into an art project and flipped my desire to take notes 180 degrees. It made the task so interesting that I rarely needed to refer to the notes, because I just remembered it all. I'm colorblind so I hate all of you. Seriously though, I can get like yellow and blue highlighters and that's it. I will never forget sitting in class and asking the girl sitting next to me for a pen, and she turns back to me with a straight face and says to me, "What color?" It me. Your username adds volumes to your comment. What color and do you need a matching highlighter? Was my go-to response in college. I forget not everybody is as color coordinated as I am. I think they're teachers now, and yes, they still use all those colors. Yes, we are teachers now and yes we use all those colors. I'm a guy though. This is the proof that girls who used color pens will eventually become a guy. That's just science folks. It's all folks, not just science. Men are becoming women because of colored pens every damn day. That explains the LGBT flag. My wife did this when we were in school and she still loves using multicolored pens for everything she can. She even uses her own pretty colors for writing in the labels for things at work. You can always tell work that was done by her from everyone else's. A true ray of sunshine. Unfortunately not allowed in the line of work I chose. So now I use 50 different colored post-it notes. Improvise, adapt and overcome. If I may ask, what line of work are you in that prohibits the choice to use different colored pens? At a previous job, the only color allowed was blue. I worked at a manufacturing site in operations, and in order to maintain ISO certification, only blue was allowed. Also, if you had any other color even in your purse it could be a write-up. No one ever checked, so unless you were a dumbass and pulled it out, no one ever knew. Also, whiteout was a huge no-no. Having whiteout at your desk would mean an instant audit fail, so anyone caught with it was instantly fired. Wasn't even allowed in the building. Oh my god yes. Whiteout or correction tape doesn't exist in my office. Single strike through and initial all mistakes. With GMP compliant dating. And every singly crossing through needs a reason. Even if you obviously just wrote the letters the wrong way around. Needs reason. Spelling error.